The R&B world just lost one of its purest souls. D'Angelo, the man who made emotion sound electric, is gone at 51 after a private fight with cancer. But what's breaking hearts now isn't just the loss. It's the wave of tributes from Beyoncé, Lauryn Hill, and Jamie Foxx, each revealing what he meant to them and to the sound of modern R&B. So what did D'Angelo leave behind? Besides silence? Welcome back to A Sip of Drama, where we don't just cover celebrity news, we read the stories hiding between the notes. D'Angelo didn't chase fame, he redefined feeling. From brown sugar to voodoo, he built a new language for soul music, then vanished, leaving fans guessing and artists inspired. Now the tributes are pouring in. Raw, real, and heartbreaking. Hit that like button, because in this one, every word and every silence matters. All right, let's unpack the legacy, the loss, and the quiet message behind D'Angelo's final days. D'Angelo was never built for fame. He was built for feeling. In the late 90s, when R&B was slick and polished, he brought it back to the body. Sweat, soul, imperfection. Brown sugar put him on the map. Voodoo made him untouchable. And when he dropped the untitled How Does It Feel video, that intimate one-shot masterpiece, it turned him into both a sex symbol and a soul preacher. But the same spotlight that crowned him also crushed him. Insiders say he grew uncomfortable with how fame distorted his art. He started retreating from cameras, from tours, even from himself. By the mid-2000s, D'Angelo had vanished. It wasn't scandal, it wasn't ego, it was exhaustion. The kind only true artists feel when the world wants their sound but not their silence. For nearly a decade, D'Angelo was more myth than man. He'd surface briefly, a surprise performance here, a rumor there, but mostly he lived in the shadows. Friends later confirmed what fans suspected. He was fighting deep personal battles, addiction, depression, and quietly, illness. Those close to him said music was still his therapy. Even when he couldn't perform, he was writing. Slow, meticulous, spiritual. One producer recalled, he didn't want to make hits. He wanted to make healing. And that's exactly what he did in 2014 with Black Messiah, an album that felt like a sermon disguised as funk. Critics called it his comeback, but in hindsight, it might have been his goodbye. And if you're still watching, hit that subscribe button. Because on this channel, we don't just remember the legends who made the music, we listen to what their silence still says. When news of his death broke, social media went still. Then, like music itself, it began to hum again, soft, sad, and full of love. Beyoncé posted a black and white photo of him with a caption that read, "You gave us permission to feel unpretty, unguarded, unfinished. Thank you for teaching us that softness is strength." Lauryn Hill, performing in Chicago that night, stopped mid-song. Her voice cracked as she whispered, "This one's for D." She then launched into Nothing Even Matters, barely holding back tears. The crowd joined her, an unplanned choir, and Jamie Foxx, his longtime friend and admirer, shared a video of himself at the piano, fighting tears as he said, "D'Angelo made music you had to sit down for. You didn't dance to it. You remembered to it. It wasn't just tribute. It was testimony." Even artists like Frank Ocean and The Weeknd, who built entire aesthetics on the emotional honesty D'Angelo pioneered, posted their own messages of gratitude. Because whether they knew him or not, they were all shaped by his sound. In an age where fame is loud, D'Angelo's silence spoke louder. He didn't chase trends or awards, he chased truth. And maybe that's why his disappearance hurt so much. Because he reminded us that real artistry isn't about more, it's about meaning. Insiders say in his final months, he was peaceful. He spent time with family, revisiting old tapes, sketching out melodies no one may ever hear. His last known recording, a brief demo snippet leaked by a friend, is almost prophetic. He sings softly, "Don't cry for me, I'm where the rhythm never ends." And maybe that's what D'Angelo was trying to tell us all along. Sometimes, silence is just another kind of song. D'Angelo's story isn't about fame or even tragedy. It's about what happens when someone refuses to let the world define their art, even when it costs them everything. His voice may be gone, but his influence lives in every whispered harmony, every imperfect falsetto, every artist brave enough to be vulnerable. So tell me in the comments, what's the one D'Angelo song that still hits your soul? And don't forget to subscribe, because here on A Sip of Drama, we don't just mourn the icons, we celebrate the echo they leave behind.